Hello everyone. I'm Jana Hill, the Adult Services Manager for the Fort Worth Public Library. Welcome to today's program, the fourth in our week-long business equity series. Join us each day this week at noon to learn more about the support and resources available for local women and minority-owned businesses. Supporting entrepreneurs and small business is an important part of the Fort Worth Public Library's commitment to nurturing opportunity here in Fort Worth. Not only do we offer programs like Business Equity Week, but the library also invests in resources and materials to support economic development, small business, and entrepreneurship. Of course, libraries aren't just books. Today's presenter, user experience librarian Tracy Dickerson, will give you a tour through some of our more specialized digital resources available to anyone with a Fort Worth library card. And library cards are free, it's really important, free to Fort Worth residents, City of Fort Worth employees, and businesses located within the City of Fort Worth. We also have non-resident cards available for anyone who doesn't meet those criteria. So without any further ado, I'd like to introduce one of my colleagues from the Central Library, Tracy Dickerson. Tracy's been with the Fort Worth Library for 4 years, serving in the Central Adult Services and Collection Management Division. She currently manages all the databases and electronic resources for the library system, serving all 16 of our library branches. She has a Master's of Arts in Teaching and a Master's of Library Science from Texas Women's University. So welcome, Tracy.
Good morning or good afternoon. I am so happy to be part of Business Equity Week, especially partnering with Texas Women's University Center for Women Entrepreneurs. I'm just slightly biased there because my bachelor's degree and both of my master's degrees are from TWU in Denton. So as Jana said, as the user experience librarian, I manage the databases and electronic resources. If you ever have a database or e-resource question, please do not hesitate to contact me. We'll put my email address later in the presentation. And you can also usually find me at the Central Library. Sometimes I get to go to branches and do fun projects, but I'm often at the Central Library. So the resources I will be discussing today are available to patrons of the Fort Worth Public Library. And as Jana said, there are multiple ways to get a library card. So please reach out if you are in need of a library card. Fort Worth residents, property owners, business owners, they're all eligible. And if you want a Fort Worth library card, we will work with you and we will find a way. So today, I am going to give an overview of some of our resources that provide the tools to help those looking to start a business or move their business or career to the next level. Later in the session, I will give a demonstration of our ReferenceSolutions database and a brief overview of LinkedIn Learning and JobNow. So our database list is divided into subject areas, and today's resources are all located in the business section. So resources for businesses and just general ways that the library can help you. Let me share my screen and I'll show you the list of where we're going. Okay, oops. Hang on 1 second, let's go there. Okay. So business and consumer, and that's, you're not going to be able to see that because I'm there. There we go. So business and consumer research tools. Okay, so Fort Worth Public Library, we have ReferenceSolutions, LinkedIn Learning, JobNow, the Small Business Reference Center, Gale Legal Forms, Business Continuity and Disaster Recovery Reference Center, and also the Business Source Complete. Some of these are offered through TechShare, which you would be able to find at most public libraries in the state of Texas. So if you are not a Fort Worth card holder, but you have a card at another library system, then the Small Business Reference Center, you should be able to find that. Gale Legal Forms, Business Continuity and Disaster Recovery Reference Center, and Business Source Complete. Those are all TextShare databases. So ReferenceSolutions has 10 modules that you can use to search your competition or find potential business contacts. Most of the modules are updated monthly, so it's all current information. The U.S. Business module has, you can look up companies by location, by executive name, by phone number. There's a wealth of information on any company you can find in ReferenceSolutions. There's also, if you're doing market research, there's also you can do consumer research. So anyone that has ever filled out an interest form saying, I don't know, for example, I might be interested in reading. You can find that information in there. If you're opening a bookstore and you want to find where the most readers are, ReferenceSolutions will help you find that. Okay. It also has a US and Canadian white pages. So if you need somebody's phone number, great resource. Next, we have LinkedIn Learning. LinkedIn Learning is an online learning platform, in-demand skills. They also have a mobile app, which ReferenceSolutions also has a mobile app. So you can, if you are you want to take a course on LinkedIn Learning, you can take it on the go with the mobile app. So if you're wanting to learn about grants, marketing, financial documents, creating a business plan, they have a course for you. Their resources are, they have them into 3 main categories: business, technology, and creative. And LinkedIn Learning is not all work and no play. For example, if you want to, you can watch a course on how to play the banjo. So if that's always been a dream of yours to learn how to play the banjo, here's your chance. There's classes on there. So LinkedIn Learning is a great resource. Now it is personalized. So you will have to log in using your library card. And once you make your selections of what you're interested in, every time you open that page with your library card, it will give you the classes that it feels like you would be interested in. Okay, next we have JobNow. So JobNow also has a mobile app. JobNow is great for job seekers, but it's not just for people looking for a job. You can, there are career coaches and, resume help, interview help. They have live help with unemployment benefits. But there's a section on called eParachute, which if you are familiar with the books, I believe they started in the 70s, called What Color is My Parachute? It's from the same company, and it's the same idea. Their Skill Surfer section has all kinds of skills that you would need, for various things. Computer, and under Skill Surfer, they have a computer and technology division where you can learn various Microsoft Office programs. Under career prep and job resources, they have a business and career writing. So if you have any kind of a business letter that you need to write and you want some help with it, or not sure how to sign off, you can send it to their writing lab, and they'll proofread and help you out with that. So it's not just resumes and interviews. Okay, the Small Business Reference Center. This is a text share database, so widely available in the state of Texas. It is a great resource for small business owners, entrepreneurs. They have a link to a small business startup kit. Any kind of information and documents that you might need, they will get you started. And if you're familiar with the NOLO guides, a lot of the legal self-help guides or do-it-yourself guide, we have many of them in the library, but these are an ebook version that are searchable. So Small Business Reference Center is also a good place to go. Gale Legal Forms. One of the fun things about Gale Legal Forms is that the link is geofenced. So anyone physically in the state of Texas can access Gale Legal Forms. You don't have to log in. So, and before you pay to download legal forms from somewhere, check Gale Legal Forms, because you can download them for free. Their forms can be downloaded in Word or rich text format. And they even have state tax forms. There is a small business section in their form. And there's a variety of legal forms that you might need, if you are starting or running a small business. Okay. The Business Continuity and Disaster Recovery Reference Center. These are journal and news articles dealing with emergency preparedness, disaster recovery, those kind of things. So if you are, recovering from some sort of disaster, you can find different news articles and articles from journals that can help you, find your way. Business Source Complete is another source for journal articles. There's also, some videos, market research reports. You can also, look up information about companies. And so if you are, so in my demonstration today, I'm already logged into the city system, which does not require me to log in to see the databases. If you are physically in a library branch, you're in the network, and so you don't have to sign in other than LinkedIn Learning. You're automatically, you have access to databases. Now, if you're accessing from home, this is how you would do it. So starting from the library webpage, there's two different little spots that allow you to select search from catalog. Either one works. They both get you to the same place. So once you're there, once you're in the catalog, you'll need to sign in using your library card and PIN number. If you're not sure what your PIN number is, you can send an email to digitallibrary@fortworthtexas.gov. And I also have that at the end of my presentation. So don't worry if you didn't catch that email address. Also, so once you're signed in, you're in the catalog, you're going to select database access. And then you will see the list of cities. And the list of cities will be there until October. And but for now, you're going to choose Fort Worth. Okay, so again, all of our databases, you can select all databases and you get the entire list, or it first shows up as, in subject area. So all of the databases under, business resources, you're, always free to explore and see what you can find in each one. Okay, so let me go to my other screen and we can do a bit of a walkthrough. I'll finish with reference solutions because there's so much in there that it's so easy. We could spend hours on reference solutions. So let's see. There we go. Okay, so first, let me give you a quick look at Gale legal forms. So Gale legal forms, main categories, they're not just business. There's also, any kind of personal, personal legal forms, wills, power of attorney, name change, but whatever you might need a legal form for. There's also, incorporation, franchise, financial statements. If you go down the page a little bit, there's a section on small business. And, well, that's a problem. I'm guessing that I might have gotten signed out. So that's fun. Hang on one second. No, I don't need to sign in. So, and if you ever run into any problems with the database, just email me. I'll get you there. Okay, so next we have LinkedIn Learning. Okay, LinkedIn Learning does require you to sign in with your library card and PIN number. So do not forget that. So LinkedIn Learning has a mobile app. So you would go to, it's kind of hard when you're trying to, there we go, right. Okay, so you go to browse. We'll give you all the subject areas that you could find. And then of course they have more, but there's this fun little section on small business and entrepreneurship. And so once you're into LinkedIn Learning, they are, many of the courses have completion certificates and continuing professional education credits. And so you look over here on the side, gives us options as far as, if you just want to look at complete courses, short videos, learning paths are a little longer courses, but they're all broken into small pieces. So you can watch them, whenever you have a spare minute. Different levels, how long it would take you to complete the thing, what kind of software it would introduce, and then different organizations that their continuing education units, would apply to. So if you're looking for, a specific version of continuing professional education, that they'll make sure that it applies. And some of the classes you have to take a quiz. If you need more information, just want more in depth about LinkedIn Learning, we do have check the library YouTube channel. We have done classes on LinkedIn Learning. We also have done classes on JobNow, which we will get to that one next. Okay, so JobNow, this fun purple one. You can create an account that saves all of your, like if you have some sessions with a live coach, it saves all your sessions so that you can go back and look. And so we recommend, creating your own account with them. It's free. It's a library service. So resume, job interviews, but if we deep dive into Skill Surfer, okay, so read lessons, watch videos, take tests, all kinds of, you have high school students, college students. This is a great resource. If we come down to career prep and job resources, any kind of industry, or you decide you want to become a financial analyst, click financial analyst and it'll tell you what you need to know to do that. But if we come all the way down, trying to go slow, don't want to make anybody seasick. There's essential computer skills, but there's business and career writing. So if you need help, need some ideas on writing professional emails. So, and then if you need extra help, they have the writing lab and you can always send in a question. But they do have live help. There's samples, any kind of resource that you are looking for. Now, okay. So next we will get into ReferenceSolutions, which is really fun and a whole lot of information. And one great thing about ReferenceSolutions is you can select webinars or their learning center. And under the learning center gives individual database overviews. So if you're not sure exactly what you would find in U.S. historical businesses module, it lays it out for you. And then under webinars, they have marketing. We can go. Okay. So they have free webinars, anybody? But if you really want some intense instruction on how to use ReferenceSolutions for market research, I recommend the webinar that they do every second and fourth Tuesday at 10 a.m., the Entrepreneurship Research for Starting, Managing, and Growing Businesses. I will give an overview and try to show you some how to use ReferenceSolutions, but on this one they really go in. So I recommend that webinar definitely. So if we look at the available databases, and I'll move this back up here. Okay, so U.S. businesses, U.S. historical businesses, you're, wanting to look up a business that, you remember the name of from years ago, that's your place. How many new businesses? They have a whole module of, you can search for new businesses, physicians, consumers and lifestyles. Take a minute and look yourself up. See what kind of marketing information about you is out there. It's kind of interesting. U.S. new movers and homeowners. Basically, anyone that has applied for a change of address with the Postal Service, that's where this data comes from. So if we go to, also another couple tips that are, when you are searching and using this database, in any page, any results page that you're on, and you want to go back to this main page, all you have to do is click on Data Axle or Reference Solutions. And that takes you back to this start page. So any searches that you make, they can be saved or printed or even added to a PowerPoint. So you can also look for jobs and internships. So if you're looking for an internship, you want to intern as a beekeeper, there are actually a couple of listings. So if that's something that you would be interested in. All right, so we go to US businesses and we pick one of my family's favorite companies, at least their products. We're going to look for Best Made Products because they're a Fort Worth company. So if you're a big pickle fan, here we are. So Best Made Products, when your initial search results, if they have, you can see the executive names. You can actually search, I'll show you in a minute, you can actually do a more detailed search, and you can search, if you want women-owned businesses, you can search, gender of the executive. So if we go to Best Made Products, every company that you look up, let me move that around again. Every company that you look up has, as long as they have verified this information, which they actually call companies to verify the information like once a year. So it gives you, phone numbers, it gives you their website, any job listings. The spelling of made kind of confuses the system. So it's that, but production worker, that's an actual job listing at Best Made Products. The industry profile, the SIC codes, the NAICS code, you can search companies by those industry codes. So if you are looking specifically for, pickles, someone who manufactures pickles and pickle products, you can limit your search by that. You get a profile of the business, and even we open the map, we can see where it is on the map. So if you're, you can also limit by geography. So if you want companies that are only in a certain zip code, that's an option. Each company profile gives you the demographics of the company, sales volume, and then this shows us that this information was last updated in May of this year. So we get their hours of operation, management directory, any kind of company news, stock data, just all kinds of information. And it's really easy to just get distracted and spend a long time looking at Reference Solutions. If you have done any previous business marketing research, you may recognize this database. They recently rebranded, and it used to be known as Reference USA. So if this is feeling familiar, that's what this was. Okay, so if we go back, I'm going to go fast. Okay, go back to main search. If we want to find, if we go to US businesses, okay, so we can search by city. We can say Fort Worth, because that's where we're at. And view results. So this gives us every business that is registered or calls themselves a business that shows, a location of Fort Worth. So if we go to charts, these buttons up at the top are kind of fun. We go to charts. It will give us the summary. So they're out of 9,000 businesses in Fort Worth. Looks like the majority are physicians and surgeons. We have a lot of restaurants, churches, and it also considers an automated teller machine a business. So if you need to know how many automated teller machines we have within Fort Worth, it's also okay. So you can, so that's fun. And you can, search by zip code. How many businesses are in each zip code? 76104. Let's see, 76102 is where Central Library is. So it's 3,000 businesses in that same zip code. You can also, if you are, let's see, we go back. Okay, so we can go back to our results, and you can move these around, many number of ways. Okay, so if we go to heat map, that's a fun one. Okay. Takes a minute. Right. So if we want to zoom to 76102, we can do that. And it's going to show us the density of businesses in Fort Worth. It's going to show what's by Central Library, because we're right by Sundance Square. So there's all different kinds of businesses. If we go lower in the page, it shows how many results in each zip code. So if we click on that, there's the whole zip code. So there's that kind of thing. All right, it looks like that's basically just kind of showing you what we have going on. I mean, if you have any questions, please let me know, and feel free to email me anytime. If I don't know the answer off the top of my head, definitely email me and I will get back. So I think that's about the end of the demonstration, unless somebody wants to look at something specific. But yeah, I guess we can address the chat. It looks relatively active.
All right, Tracy. I have some questions. So which of these resources would be available in Spanish?
Now, I do know that JobNow has Spanish speaking live help. Let's see, who else? That's a really good question. I'm not. Oh, you know what? Hang on. What happened? Well, ReferenceSolutions, we can change it to Spanish. So yes, ReferenceSolutions is also available in Spanish.
Awesome. learning together.
Learn something new every day.
So if I were just starting out, thinking about starting a business, say I had an idea and I wanted to just do the very, very beginning of exploring my potential consumers locally, where would I start?
Okay, consumers. Yeah, I was trying to think for you. I was like, okay, I'm going to go to Small Business Reference Center, and we're going to do this small business startup. Okay, so I would go to ReferenceSolutions, and Spanish is not the only language option. Okay, so go to Consumers and Lifestyles. I don't really want to put my personal name in here. Let's see what happens. Just say search Fort Worth. I've looked myself up before. There's a lot of information there. If we are looking for, let's see, books and magazines, people that are interested in books and magazines, it's going to give you people's information. So,
and then you can sort by zip. It looks like
you
and
can.
do all
Yeah, you
kinds
can
of...
sort by. Yeah, I hesitate to show other people's information, but I mean, this is it. Yeah. So let's see. Can we do a heat map on that one? The heat map is really fun because then you can see where all these different things are. If you look up a business, you can look up like competitors of. Of course, it's Fort Worth. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So, and then there's also the satellite version of that, if that's something you're interested in.
Yeah, that's really interesting. So we have a question in the Q&A. Is ReferenceSolutions the place to go for industry trends and data to make sure our business idea is viable?
Ooh, that's a good question. Let me. Industry trends. No. Oh, that one I'm not. I can't get off of this. There we go. The Zoom meeting bar keeps covering up things. Trends.
Yeah, when you're on a laptop, it's a balancing act of all the little windows and things.
Yeah. I'm not 100. That's one of those questions not off the top of my head. Industry trends. If you want to email me that one, I will look that up.
Yeah. So Kim, I have your name on that one, and we will find the answer for you.
Let's see. Yes, but I will get back with you on that one. Is that I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
All right. What else we?
So if you were at that point of just thinking about a side hustle or a small business, where would you go to just figure out where to get started? So where is going to be the best guide to your business plan, kind of those components of the business plan where you can see it all laid out before you?
Okay. LinkedIn Learning definitely has a lot of videos on that. Let me go where I was trying to go earlier. Let's see. Businesses, the Small Business Reference Center. Startup kit and business plans. Definitely, yeah. Gives you some ideas, gives you a jumping off point. That would be a good start.
Yeah, that's great.
You have anything else?
So here's a question that just popped into my mind that you may or may not know the answer to. So that consumer and business data in I still call it Reference USA. It's called
ReferenceSolutions.
ReferenceSolutions.
They changed their company name to Data Axle and their product to ReferenceSolutions.
But the URL is still Reference USA. That's what throws me. So ReferenceSolutions, do you know how often they update that data?
It is, some of the modules are updated monthly, definitely annually.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you look, and we can go to advanced search, gives us all it's just going to be slow. All right. So it has 3 different types of records. So by default, it's verified businesses. So they've been phone verified, quality check. They know that these places actually exist and that this information is correct. And then, you can also include unverified or closed, businesses that were closed already.
Mm-hmm.
But you can search by, the gender of the executives, the title of the executives, the ethnicity of the executives. And
you can see how many records there are over there to the right, nearly 16 million.
Yes. And it shows you anytime you make a search, it will show you how many records that you've brought up.
And I think a really, as a librarian, as a fellow librarian, I think a really important thing that we kind of know innately about these systems, but the public may not know, is that, when you just go Google a business, you're going to get a lot of information, but it's all going to be weighted according to Google's algorithms and whims and motives. So some businesses may kind of show up on top for certain reasons that may not be relevant to what you're actually researching. But when you look in these kinds of databases, because the information is vetted in a different way and structured in a different way for a different audience, you're going to see, I would say, a more equitable listings of businesses. So those algorithms aren't going to come into play. It's unbiased. It's kind of just the facts. And so you're going to definitely find you're going to get a different set of results for sure than you would on Google, just because they have very different motives and very different purposes. So I would definitely encourage you, if you're used to doing that kind of research on Google, to definitely come here and try that and compare your results, because you may be really surprised at what you find. So and we have another question from Dora. She just started an auto and home insurance business. Yay, Dora. What suggestions do you have to look into marketing a new business and generating clients?
Wow. Let's see, marketing and new. As far as like marketing skills, I mean, we have, there's definitely some classes in LinkedIn Learning as far as learning how to market. I would think that if you were to go to U.S. consumers, surely that might be an option. Oh, wait, I saw motor vehicles. So it's just people that have put their motor vehicles as one of their interests. So that may not 100% cover who you're looking for.
Is there one that's interested in real estate? That might be a good lead toward the kind of homeowner aspect.
Not real estate, but if we go back to the modules, and there's U.S. new movers and homeowners. So anybody that's moved, if you've moved, you may be looking for new insurance. So that would be a spot. And then if we go to the advanced search of that, you can search, within a certain metro area, their home ownership type, or, if
Mhm.
they have a home loan, that kind of thing. And so, I mean, even if you looked at like the distance that they moved, well, if they move far enough, they might, so that's a possibility.
Mhm. That's a great one. And for more fields than just insurance, I could definitely, as a homeowner, I've bought and sold a couple times, and there's always insurance, there's always moving, services related to moving, to home repair, to all kinds of things. When you go through that process, you may have to think a little creatively when you're looking at those kind of consumer facets. But I think if you look at them and put yourself in those consumers' shoes, you can definitely find some that are similar. I was going to ask something else. What was my other question I was thinking about? It'll come to me. So why would you want to look at historical businesses?
If you are, I had fun looking up, of course, it wasn't for business. I was looking up, my family's, my family had a printing company many years ago. And so that was kind of fun but it might, it'd be good to find out, like, okay, what was in this location before, or, has somebody tried this business and it closed and it's no longer in operation. So, that, finding out, what has, what business had been around that, or maybe a certain area had something that their one, China store closed, do they need a new China shop? I mean, that, any number of ideas.
Yeah. So here's another question in the Q&A. Can you show the SWOT analysis example mentioned in the business source complete section?
Business source. Oh, okay. Yep. Let me go back. Business source complete. Right. So, market research reports. I knew we had it somewhere. Okay.
You just have to know where to look.
Yes, and it's trying to remember which one goes where. I know that I don't have a specific. Here we go. We can browse by SWOT analysis. Air Canada. So we've always wanted to know that. Okay, so that's published by MarketWine. So let's go. Show us the article. Okay, so then we can get the full text. So you would need to, a specific, to know a specific company. But that.
Oh, how interesting to see, to be able to find all of those in one place, though. I did not know that was there. It's really interesting. And
this is from February of this year. So it's
very current.
It's current. Yeah. So, and that's a text share database. So if you don't have a Fort Worth library card and you're with another system, odds are you'll be able to find that.
Yeah. So I think to kind of wrap things up, unless we get another question here in the next few minutes, where is just the best single place to start? If you have 20 minutes, 20 minutes is about all I have in my free time for most things. If I had 20 minutes and I had a business idea, where do you think I would get the most bang for my buck if I go look in these databases?
I think ReferenceSolutions is going to give you the most the most data.
Mhm.
Right? The most, because they're really in depth. If you do a search and
Mhm.
you're going to find, because you can find, all kinds of information about them. You can find out about their executives. Some listings even have like email that you can, or phone numbers. So it's not just, the market research, or, it's a way to make contact.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. And then for those of you who haven't really used it, you can use census data. You can use the city's own kind of interpretation of census data, which I should find and put in the chat here. But you could use a lot of these things, in conjunction with each other. They're really, really powerful once you get in there and really look around. I'm going to go find the city's, what is that called? I may have to find that and send that out to everyone.
Yeah.
There is a really helpful. Here it is.
Okay, there we go.
This just occurred to me because this is a tool we use to study our own library demographics, like demographics of our library users. And it's a really great introduction to that. So it's not specifically a library resource, but it's a city resource. So this is from, I think from the city planning department, but it's a really, really helpful, My Sidewalk is a really helpful way to look at demographics according to your city council district, by your zip code, by looking at all of Fort Worth. Very, very, very handy. So definitely use that in conjunction with some of the other tools we showed you, and I think you'll be amazed at the information you have at your fingertips. All right, if we don't have any other questions, I think we will call it a day. It has been a wonderful hour. Tracy, thank you so much. I know these databases well, and I still learned so much. I did not know about those heat maps. That is cool. That's really cool.
Those are fun. And,
yeah.
Every time I do a search, I find something new.
Yeah, I love a data visualization. Just love them. So it's so helpful to just see it. So thank you, everyone. Great. I'm so happy to hear that, Michelle and Stephanie. We really appreciate you spending your lunch time with us. So thank you so much. I hope you join us tomorrow when we'll be talking with Tracy Irby again from the Texas Women's University Center for Women's Entrepreneurship. And we'll be talking about funding sources for women-owned businesses. So we all love funding. It's a hot topic. So I hope to see you there. And, in the meantime, reach out with any questions, comments. If you didn't get Tracy's email address, you definitely got a reminder about this program from me. So all you have to do is hit reply, and I can put you in touch with Tracy or any of our other presenters we've had this week. So thank you again, everyone. Appreciate it, and hope to see you tomorrow.